Hello and welcome to our coverage of a moment in history for the sport of mountain biking. The first ever standalone EWS-E race from Valberg in France. Racing kicked off on Saturday with our first run through the stunning moonscape of the Terre Gris.
Downhill part is on fire all the time. Need to move a lot of rollers and berms all the time.
Pretty hard to gauge. It was super physical. I don't know, that sounds silly, but in practice you didn't feel like you were above the motor that much, but that one you're above the motor the whole time.
It was very fast. I love this kind of trail, but there is some physical parts. And finally, some like a flat section. You have to push hard.
Top was good, but after I stopped 2 times on the climb, so I lose a lot of time. But yeah, it was a long day.
Laura Charles was third. The series leader, Alia Marcellini, was second. And seeing as how we're in France, it was 2 French riders riding for a French team who led the way after the opening 2 and a bit kilometres. Isabeau Courdurier led the pro women's field by a huge 15 seconds from Alia Marcellini and Laura Charles.
This one was absolutely incredible. It's like riding in the middle of the grey earth, and it's kind of a natural toboggan, and you just can like enter super fast and really let the bike kind of cruise. And so yeah, it's honestly one of the most beautiful stages we've ever done.
For tomorrow is more long, more rider fast.
It was Courdurier's teammate Adrien Day riding with a broken foot who came out on top by 4.4 seconds from Andrea Garibo and the series leader Edgar Carballo Gonzalez in the pro men's race.
I'm just riding flat pedal because I broken toe. I'm not used to it, but it's okay. And I didn't expect to same time as the best.
Come Sunday morning, it was a question of who could catch the flying French. This is the first time that e-bike enduro racing has stepped out of the shadow of the regular EWS and has the spotlight all to itself. And when you have an area as stunning as this particular corner of the south of France to yourself, you get to build a really brutal racecourse. There are a total of 8 stages split between 3 loops, just shy of 60 kilometres of racing, 2,965 metres of climbing, and 3,675 vertical metres of descending. The first loop of Sunday was a big one. 5 stages long, it included the uphill power stage, a brief visit back to the tech zone before finishing with the punishing Le Cret, one of the most technical and longest descents of the race. After the first 4 stages, the teams were nervously awaiting riders to arrive back at the pits.
We don't have a lot of time because it's restart in the village after 15 minutes. This means if he needs some help, eat, drink. Mechanicals, I hope nothing.
Oh, just to set the pressure tires, because I think I lost a bit on the rear wheel and try to put the bike soft for the big stage.
It's been good, yeah, really hard. But the tracks are so good here, like really technical, and there's technical climbs in the middle of stages, which is good when you've got the help of the e-bike to get up there. Yeah, it's lots of fun going around and exploring a big area. And it's also really physical because the bikes are heavier. And then the intensity is maybe slightly lower, but it's still really hard. So yeah, I'm enjoying it.
The baked earth and loose gravel were proving to be tricky conditions, but some people were finding them more enjoyable than others.
This reminds me a lot of Chilean summer, so it's nothing that I'm not used to. So yeah, heat is okay for me. I struggle more in the rain.
This morning, first stage was not too bad. After I crashed 3 times on the second one, I pushed my bike on the power stage and I re-crashed on the stage 4. So it's an epic day, but I'm here.
It's been good. It's honestly quite crazy because it's just 10.5 and I already felt like I did a day of racing. I did walk almost all the power stage honestly and I felt like quite ridiculous doing it. But I guess it's really something you need to train, you need to be used to the power of the engine. So it's definitely a discipline of its own.
After stage 4, Isabeau Courdurier had amassed a mighty 34-second lead ahead of Flo Espinera.
Not really relaxed on the bike here, this morning. I was really safe on the bike because it's really loose compared to the practice. It's really dry and loose. Just takes a good line, safer, and finally the result actually not too bad.
I'm tired. Yeah. And I think I'm good until I crash. Obviously, I crashed on my broken toe, so I'm already tired and and sore. So it'll be a long day.
It was not bad. Like, feel not really good. But like, because there is a lot of uphill in the stages, so not my best part for me, but it's okay.
In the pro men's race, it was Antoine Rogge who led the way by just 0.3 of a second. The ridgeline of Le Cray awaited. At 5.7 kilometres in length, it featured a drop of 520 vertical metres and some of the most technical riding that Valberg could muster, before riders were rewarded with a rest for bodies and machines in nearby Guillaume. After Loop 1 then, Laura Charles was sitting in 3rd place, 59 seconds off the lead. Just ahead of Charles was Flo Espinera, growing into the race and now in 2nd. Out front it was all Isabeau. Courdurier was scything through the stages a minute up the road from the chasing pair. Adrian Day had led when the racers left Valberg in the morning. By the time they hit the tech zone, he was 3rd, but only 4.8 seconds off the pace.
I'm trying to go fast, but I'm always attracted on my broken foot.
Alex Rudeau was consolidating a strong start and was now as high as 2nd. But it was his compatriot Antoine Rogge who was now in the lead, albeit by the slenderest of margins. Just 0.06 of a second separated him from Rudeau. After a battery swap, water and food, the racers headed back out to take on 2 more stages before the final showdown on Le Terre Gris. Could Isabeau Courdurier keep her cool at the front, and could anyone land a killer blow at the front of the pro men's race? Specialised Charlie Murray took his first EWS-E stage win on stage 6 and would back it up with a second on 7. There was drama aplenty in the pro women's field. Series leader Alia Marcellini was out. She didn't make the start of stage 6 due to illness.
Hard today. I'm really tired. I don't feel really good.
But even more dramatic was the fact that Isabeau Courdurier too would soon retire. The 2019 EWS champ crashed out, injured her foot and was out of the race. Laura Charles inherited the lead and now found herself 20 seconds to the good ahead of Flo Espinera with just one stage left. On stage 7, Antoine Rogge suffered a heartbreaking mechanical. He finished the stage down in 19th after a puncture. Alex Rideau, however, won the stage. His lead was now 22 seconds with only one stage left to play for. It would all be decided on La Terre Gris. Flo Espinera won on the final stage of the day through the stunning grey earth, but the wait for her first EWS-E win would have to wait. Just 0.3 of a second behind her on the stage was the race winner, Laura Charles. Charles took the win by 19.5 seconds from the Chilean. Laura Charles took her second win of the year ahead of Flo Espinera. Adrian Day's bid for victory had faltered with a mechanical on stage 7, but he had won on La Terre Gris the previous evening and promptly decided to do it again. It came at just the right time too. Day's pace had been sensational all week, and that final stage win would be enough to secure him second on the podium ahead of Antoine Rogge. There was to be no catching Alex Rideau. The Commencal Enduro Project racer took his very first EWS-E victory in some style to the delight of the home fans.
Really good. Not a good beginning on the two first stage. After I'm really confident on the bike, and the other long stage was better and better. So a win here, it was not the goal, but I take it.
In the pro men's, there is that debut victory for Rideau, Day second and Rogge third. Yannick Pontal was fourth, and the first non-Frenchman was Charlie Murray in fifth. A hectic day's racing across the south of France then leaves the championship standings looking like this. She may still be waiting to open her win account, but Flo Espinera now leads the way in the pro women's field from Laura Charles and Alia Marcellini. And in the pro men's, Yannick Pontal has the leader's plate. Edgar Carballo Gonzalez is second and Andrea Garibo is third. Espinera and Carballo Gonzalez's superb form this season ensures the Orbea Fox Enduro team lead the way in the team's championship, just ahead of Miranda Factory team, with Lapierre Overvolt in third. And that is it from a historic weekend of racing at the EWS-E Valberg. It has been another extremely eventful e-bike race, and although there is now a bit of a break, there is plenty more to come when we go racing again at the stunning EWS-E Crans-Montana in Switzerland later in the year. Thanks for watching, we'll see you there.